Hello, my name is Morgan Kilborn, and today I'm going to show you the beginning steps of starting a sculpture. And all of my sculptures tend to start this way, no matter what I'm going to produce them in the end. And I'm going to be working on a 1/9 horse. I'm making a stock horse mare, and she's going to be cantering. And I hope to call her the ranch horse or roping horse. I haven't decided. And so far, this is as far along as she's gotten. It's not very exciting, but I'm really looking forward to seeing her completed. Well, that's not true. There's one more part to her that's come along this way. That is this, which is, you'll have to try and picture it all put together, a little bit like that when I'm done. So let me explain to you what I've done here. I start with something like this, which in this case is resin, but in the case here, for her head, I used epoxy sculpt. And over the epoxy sculpt, which I let harden, epoxy sculpt hardens on its own. I'll just show you that real quick. Epoxy sculpt, it looks like this. I let it harden on its own, and then over that I put Sculpey, and I use Sculpey Firm. Sorry, I don't have a GoPro, so this isn't going to be a great video. Anyhow, alright, so Sculpey Firm, and then I bake the Sculpey. Oh, let's go back to her. And so it's nice and hard. Next, I start with tin foil and wire and start making an armature. And in this case, I use some of the hardest wire I have. This is wire that we use outside. I can't even bend that with my own hands, barely. Yeah, that, ow. My hands really hurt after putting that together. But the nice thing is, I can really beat on that armature. Over that, I've used a lot of tin foil for filler, and then I've wrapped it with thin wires. Now, every sculpture I've done pretty much starts exactly the same way, and from here, well, they don't always start with a separate head, but I really wanted to get her head sculpted and get it out there because I just had her in my heart and I really had to get her out there. So anyways, but then when I'm done, hopefully, after I cover this with Sculpey Firm, I will have something I can cast in resin, like my Bosco here, which is actually cold cast resin, so he looks a little shiny and bronze-like, but you can't really tell. Or white resin. And in the case of sculpting something like Wyatt that I did for Briar, he could also come out in plastic. This is the same sort of process that all of them are done from. And even large bronzes often start the very same way. You might use traditional clay, or you could use these hardening clays. So after I've covered her with the Sculpey, what you're seeing here, after I've covered her with the tinfoil, this is not Sculpey, this is epoxy sculpt, and this is going to be used for the under part. And the reason I did it this way is so that I would have a nice hard, this isn't dry yet, this isn't cured, but when this is cured, this is going to be hard and it's going to be really rough. See, I went around, and you can see that, that's really rough. And I just dragged my hand over it so that it was like completely porous, and then when that's cured, I can take my Sculpey and smooth it over it, and it will get down in there and it'll be very smooth. But I wanted to show you this stage, and I'll have to come back and do this in installments, and like I said, it takes me quite a while. The fastest I've ever sculpted something was 4 weeks, and usually they take 6 to 8 weeks for me to sculpt, and there's a lot of refinement, so stay tuned. If you want to see more of my works, you can go to my website, www.artbymorgan.com, that's Morgan, M-O-R-G-E-N, and look me up or send me an email and ask questions. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.